Hello and welcome to another XRay.Tech video. Today we're going to be talking about templates and automatically building a kickoff presentation. Yeah, it's easy. Let's get into it. So this is our kickoff presentation. It's only 2 slides. It's okay. But you're noticing that there's curly brackets all over the place, right? We've got client, we've got date, we've got project manager. How the heck are we going to fill this information in, and what are we going to use to do it? So 2 tools, Airtable and Zapier. So Airtable, over here, we have a couple different fields. We have name, PM name, meeting date, PM email, and this build presentation checkbox. So, and we have a builder view with that checkbox and a filter set to show that we're only showing things where build presentation is checked. So that's what our Airtable setup looks like. Now let's head over to Zapier. So we see the base is the XR tutorials base, tutorial demos kickoff data, and then the view is the builder. So when I click on continue here, I can click ask for test data, and there's no test data there. So let's actually put some test data in here. Jane Smith, and for the sake of the demo, I'll just check this box, and that will put Jane into that second view. And now I'm going to come over to test this trigger again, and here we are with Jane. So awesome. So now we have our test data inside of our first step in Zapier, which is new record in a view in Airtable. So we have our variables, right? We see our PM name, we see our company name, date, all that stuff. So we're going to continue. So this is the Google Slides step. Now the Google Slides step allows you to do templating so that you can find variables and then assign those empty spaces with your previously collected variables. In other words, we're going to take Project Manager out and put the real data in. But how do we do that? So it's really important that inside of your Google Slides presentation that you use this curly brace notation. So what this does is this tells Zapier that there is a variable called client. Now, if we said client name with a space in there and just come back here, you see how client's already in here? If I click refresh these fields, client name shows up. That is a new update from Zapier, so that's good. They used to have it so that you needed to have an underscore or something here, but I guess that's actually updated, so that's pretty cool. So client name is still there. That still works. That is good. But if you only have one curly brace, right, this is gonna go away, and it did. So let's come back, put that other curly brace there. And I'm also noticing I actually want to include the project manager's email here. So I'm going to put that PM email in right there and then come back to Zapier and click on this refresh fields button, and boom, we got the client name back and we got the PM email. So awesome. So here is the title of the presentation. We're going to name this new presentation. It's gonna actually grab this presentation and then duplicate it into a new presentation. So that new presentation title is going to be called Fake Co Kickoff Deck, and we're going to add that client name. So Fake Co right here, and the date is going to be right there, the meeting date, and the project manager is gonna be Jane, and the email is right here on the bottom here, Jane's email. Awesome. So now I'm gonna click continue, and then I'm gonna test and review. It's gonna take a minute. And now we have our presentation, and we get a whole bunch of other information here. So for the sake of simplicity, I'm actually going to grab this alternate link. So why it's called the alternate link, the world may never know, but this is the actual link that you want to click on to view the presentation. It's called the alternate link. So I'm going to copy this, and I'm going to open a new tab, and I'm going to paste this in there. And there we go. There's our fake co with our kickoff date, our meeting agenda with Jane Smith, and Jane Smith's at our fake email. So now, just we'll go one extra step here. I'm actually going to set up a Slack message. I'm going to add one more step here. Actually, I'm going to add it in Airtable. So let's add one more field here that is URL, and this is going to be created presentation. Okay, and then I'm going to make another view. I'm actually going to make a gallery view, and we'll say ready decks, and we'll add a filter where created presentation is not empty. And there shouldn't be anything in here right now. Now we'll come back over to Zapier. We'll do an Airtable step, and we're going to update a record. And that record is going to be in the master base. Here we go, the tutorials. And then the kickoff. Yep, kickoff deck data. And then the record. So if you ever want to come back to a record inside of Airtable, this is like a really useful thing. You're going to actually select that record. Oops. You're going to select that record from the record ID of the first step. So as it was previously referenced in the automation, you want the record ID of that record so that you're able to add new information to it. So in this case, I want to go all the way down to created presentation, and then I want to get that alternate link. Remember, I clicked on that, so alternate link, and there it is. And now I'll continue and test and review. Great, we got greens, and then we head back to our Airtable, and here's our fake co right here, and the newly created presentation. There we go. I hope that tutorial was helpful for you today. It's always helpful having presentations be created for you. If you're curious about any other ways to use Airtable and Zapier, we have done a couple tutorials now about the topic, so please reference the links down below. And as always, keep the flow.